I grew up in Brantford, which is a little outside, a little west of Toronto. A lot of my family is still there. I'm a mom of 3 boys, so that keeps me very, very busy. They are the light of my life. And you know, I'm an actress and have had some, you know, real great luck and really great opportunity in the last while to be able to work, and especially with my kids being so young, to be able to continue working and be a mom at the same time. I feel really, really grateful for that. And then, you know, I'm sort of trying my hand in a little bit of writing and directing, and then this film festival, and so I don't know, I'm just sort of a little bit of everything, I guess. Well, I've always really loved shorts, right? And I've loved them as an actor, especially because you often get a chance to try a character that maybe you wouldn't normally be cast in. It's a short period of time, so you get to, you know, usually do a nice kind of lead something without a huge amount of commitment, like you do it in, you know, anywhere from like 1 to 5 days or something like that. So, and you get to work with new and emerging filmmakers, which I always think is interesting because they're really excited and passionate, and also you just never know where they're gonna end up, right? So, and then I was sitting on the programming board of our local arts community called Lakeshore Arts, who we're partners with in the festival. And we did this thing called My Neighbor is an Artist. So there was a bunch of different artists in the community. One was a piano player, one was, you know, a visual artist. And so you kind of would put on a night that showcased different artists in our neighborhood. So I was like, I'm gonna do a night of short films, because there was a bunch of directors and actors and people that I knew in the South Etobicoke community that I was like, this would be great. So we did, and it was a huge hit. And my husband and I had always talked about maybe having a film festival, like how cool that would be. And then, you know, the night was a success, and then Chris, my husband, sort of worked his magic, and then before we knew it, we had these amazing sponsors on board, and we partnered with Lakeshore Arts, and then that's how Lakeshorts was born. I mean, Chris really took it to the next level. And here we are in year 3. Well, everybody's coming. I mean, I have to say, you know, I was on set and I was like, hey, you guys want to come to my film festival? It's going to be really great. You want to come? And everyone was like, yeah, I would love to come. That sounds really great. And I think, you know, the Saving Hope, everybody, the producers, the crew, the cast, it's a really, really great place to work. It's a real joy to go to work, and I find that everybody is really super supportive of each other. So so I feel really grateful that they're all coming and sort of lending their celebrity and support, and it's great. We go through Without a Box, which is sort of an online submission service. So it goes all over the world. So we get submissions from, you know, everywhere from, you know, Afghanistan to India to Bulgaria to Russia to Hawaii. Like, they just come from everywhere, right? This year we had, I think, close to 170 submissions. So we've got a jury of 9 people. I watch all the films, and then which is a lot of film watching. So, but I enjoy it a lot. And then we've got a jury of 9 people who, all of those people will then watch at least, I think it gets into blocks of 30. So every film is watched at least 3 times. And then everybody puts in their vote, and then we get together, we have a really great sort of jury day, and then we program the 2 nights. Wow. That's how it works, yeah. So it's very fair. This year, remarkably, there are actually a fair amount of my friends who have films in the festival, which I can say definitively has nothing to do with the fact that they're my friends, but just because they happen to have great films, right? Because I try to keep it as impartial as possible, and when we send out the things, it all goes online, and the jurors are, you know, people who are in different aspects of the business. So yeah, it's always nice when, you know, one of your friends does it and you're like, yeah, that's great. So. Well, you won't see 170 tomorrow. That's what I had to watch to get down to this. So, and you know, it really runs, like, we have a lot of student films, so, or, you know, a fair amount of student films. So there are, you know, some amazing films. Those are the ones that are in the program. And then there's, you know, all sort of different levels. But I feel like I've really come to appreciate shorts in particular, because I think if you can tell a good story in a short period of time, you've got a good story that's going to stick with people, that they're going to talk about, that's going to provoke discussion. Like we were talking about earlier, you know, you can have films that go on and on and on. And sometimes with shorts, you have films that you kind of go, well, I didn't really get, you know, didn't really have a beginning, middle, and an end. And so, you know, I think that all the shorts that we program, although they're different, like some are animation, some are, you know, there's comedies, there's thrillers, there's everything. Some are more experimental, but they're all complete in their own story, you know. So it's really interesting. And we try to throw a few like controversial ones in there so people can, you know, talk about it at the intermission over their steam whistle drinks and East Ella States wine. And just had to put a plug for our sponsors in there. And people really like it. And I think in our community too, there's a lot of young families. So people maybe aren't getting out as much as they like to. So if you go out and you see one movie and you don't like it, you kind of leave the night going, oh, well, I can never have that 2 hours back, right? Like how many times have you gone to see a movie and you say that? If you see a short or a night of shorts, there's going to be one film that you're going to love. There's going to be one that you hate, but that's really good discussion with everybody that's out there, right? So there's something for everyone. It's a real gift as an actor to be, like when you do shorts, because you kind of have access to a lot of really amazing actors because you can, you know, use your friends and stuff like that. And I think for me as a director, like I think that, you know, directors come from different places. I think with Looney, my biggest goal was just to see if I could direct actors, if I could work with the actors, and to be able to create a really safe place and to sort of be like the directors that I admire so much, that really make me feel respected as an actor, and where it, you know, being able to respect people's different processes and make the storytelling cohesive for everybody. So that was my goal for that. And then with A Man's World more, I was venturing more into like the camera and the technical side of things, while still, you know, because I had gained a little bit of confidence in that from Looney. And so I think it's sort of building blocks, you know, as you go. But, you know, then I'll be on like Saving Hope and I'll look at David Wellington and he's like, okay, I'm open this over here and this like blah, blah, and it's like he's talking Chinese and I go, okay, I have so much to learn. Like, you know, there's so many great directors out there that. Well, I used to be a dancer before I was an actor, and I think that it was always kind of the storytelling in the dance even that I loved. And I think it was kind of a natural progression. I just love storytelling. I think that's what it comes down to. And so there's so many, I can do that as an actor. I love being able to kind of become somebody else in somebody else's story. But I also love sort of creating those stories and crafting them. And I mean, it's the reason why I love to read my kids bedtime stories. It's the same thing, and do all their little voices and whatever, right? Like it's fun, and I think it's so valuable in so many ways. Good stories teach us so much in an entertaining way that we don't feel like we're being preached to. It makes us think. It's just so I think that's kind of what it is. And then even, you know, sort of trying my hand at directing, and which of course I realize how much I have to learn. It's the same thing, right? It's just crafting a story from all the different parts of it. And I think for a long time as an actor, I had no idea how much went into creating a film or a TV show. You know, you sort of show up as an actor, you sit and make a chair, you learn your lines, but there's like this enormous process that happens before we even get there, you know. And then we're sort of the ones as the actors that end up doing the interviews and the stuff like that. But there's this multitude of people that make it happen beforehand. And so I think I've just been really inspired and have become appreciative of all that goes into it. I would love to do stage. You know, I started out sort of in musical theater, although I'm an atrocious singer, so it didn't go very well. I would really love to do stage. It's just kind of a matter of time, and of course somebody, I guess, having the faith in me to do it, because I haven't done a lot of straight theater. But I would really like to, and that's sort of something that's definitely on my bucket list, not just to do one, but, you know, to do a couple of things. I'd love to do like kind of a, you know, a smaller, more intimate play in a smaller house, that kind of thing, I think would be more up my alley. Just to live. I know that sounds really like vague, but I think that if I look back over, say, the last 15 years, I think that your life informs your art, and your art informs your life for sure. But I think the richer that your life is, and the more that you try to round out your life and to make it balanced and to have good people in it, whether that's your family or your friends or whatever, I think that's kind of the best thing to do. That's where the stories come from, right? They come from real life. They come from it's just filling up the well constantly, right? That you can tap into, and I think that's just done by living a good, full life.
Great.
That's the only advice I would have. The rest of it, I'm flailing along with everybody else. I certainly haven't got there.